Saturday's tragic mass shooting at Tops has left Western New York shaken to its core, and it highlights so many issues that are plaguing our community.
We are now joined by Buffalo Peacemakers leader, Pastor James Giles. Pastor Giles, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
So there really is just a whirlwind of emotions surrounding all this. Our community right now is grieving, it's hurting, and there are a lot of people saying, you know, just thoughts and prayers aren't enough. There needs to be action and there needs to be change. And you yourself, you are out in the community for years firsthand. I'm curious what you think change in action looks like.
So real change, and I had a chance to talk with the congressman as well as the governor today, but real change is going to be, first of all, to get rid of these assault weapons. No civilized country should allow its citizens to be able to purchase and have a right to purchase a weapon that's created, designed, manufactured, and distributed solely to kill people in a mass way. We're not at war here on these lands, so that should not happen. Hunters don't even use those weapons because it would destroy the prey. So why are we fighting against having at least this law change so that we can make that illegal for anybody to possess such a weapon?
The Peacemakers do such important work in our community and have for years. You all are there on the front lines for some of the most difficult issues in our community to help calm fears or calm anger. So perhaps what you're dealing with on an individual basis might not be new, but what has your group's approach and you as a pastor been in dealing with this on such a huge scale? We've never been faced with this.
So our knee-jerk response, like, we want to heal the community when there's hurt. We spend a lot of time preventing young people from hurting each other as well as adults. And when that happens, you know, we are being trained, conditioned, and prepared to respond to how do we heal that? What encouraging message, what supplies that a family may need, what needs that need to happen immediately, we want to get that to them. What services are available immediately, we want to get that to them. So we coordinate, you know, and organize to make sure that with all those well-meaning people, and then there has been a tremendous outpouring of love and understanding and prayers and those things, and just offering services, offering goods. What do the community needs? That's what they've been asking me, Dave.
Going off of that, you know, when you work to combat this violence, especially among the youth community, you know, as Dave said before, you know, we haven't seen this on this scale. What do you think feeds into this hate, this anger, and this hatred?
So the truth of the matter is we have an element in this country that have First Amendment rights to assemble and propagate, you know, some of this evil hatred stuff. And the fact that we allow that, and the fact that we have someone high in office willing to validate such a thing, does not serve to help us and has not served to help us. But the truth of the matter is the young man that pulled the trigger at this very tragedy, we are praying for him because he's a victim too. And it's you know, if you train a dog to attack people, when that dog runs out and attacks people, it is not the dog that I'm mad at, that I'm angry at. I'm frustrated and angry at the trainer. So whatever system that this child grew up in and they turn them into this kind of demonic force, right? They're the one, that's the real beast that we need to go after.
That's really well put. And I do want to finish with this, because this has been on my mind since Saturday. I've received a lot of feedback from friends and neighbors and others. I want to know what your thoughts are on how the white community in the Queen City and in Western New York can be better allies so that we prevent this kind of pervasive racism from getting out into our community and creating another monster like we encountered on Saturday.
So it is their voice that's really going to change. I mean, when I was the president of social justice organization, spoke with a lot of well-meaning people that wanted real social justice. What I was telling them concerning racism. Racism, Dave, is not going to be won by people that look like me. racism will ultimately be won by people that look like the racists. It's when their children start saying, no, this institutional thing, no, these policies are not, no, it's unfair to do this, no, I'm not going to allow that, no, I'm not voting for that, no, I'm not voting for anybody that supports that kind of thing. When it comes from their collective voice, you will see a dramatic change in that type of element being in this country.
That responsibility is so great, and I hope that people take notice that that is so important.
Incredibly.
Yes.
Well, Pastor James Giles of the Buffalo Peacemakers, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us today.
Anytime, Jordan.
appreciate it.
Yes, Dave, anytime.